Welcome everyone! Thank you for choosing Night Sky.
Om Shanti, bonsoir, welcome. Welcome to Night Sky. Nous pouvons entamer une série Mental Laws le mois dernier, et ça peut poursuivre ce mois-ci, chaque jeudi. Last time, we looked into an important law that governs our life, the law of belief. Nous souhaitons, nous espérons que durant la semaine écoulée, nous avons l'occasion de réfléchir, révisiter la loi mentale qui façonne nos façons de penser, qui anime nos façons de penser et qui guide la vie. The law of belief, nous avons une croyance. Si vous réquestionnez nos bonnes croyances, si vous transformez, cultivez, c'est un travail de longue haleine. C'est un travail de tous les jours, chaque instant, pour vérifier si ça belief, qui peut guider moi, peut motiver moi, ou bien peut pousser moi dans une certaine direction de ma vie. Ce soir, c'est the law of expectation, la loi des attentes. Nous sommes être humains avec plein d'attentes, plenty of expectation. Alors, une petite vidéo pour commencer, juste pour mettre nous sur les rails, quelle est cette loi qu'on appelle the law of expectation.
This is a man named Bob Rosenthal, and early in his career as a research psychologist, he did something very devious. Late one night, Bob secretly crept into his lab and he hung signs on all of the rat cages. Some of the signs said that the rat in the cage was incredibly smart, and some of the signs said that the rat in the cage was incredibly dumb, even though neither of these things was true. So then Bob brings this group of experimenters into his lab and says, for the next week, some of you are going to get these very smart rats and some these very dumb rats. And your job is to run your rat through a maze and record how well it does. So what did they find? It was not even close. The smart rats did almost twice as well as the dumb rats. Even though the smart rats were not smart and the stupid rats were not stupid. They were just all the same kind of average North Dakotan rat.
That almost, to me, sounds like the stuff of science fiction, like telekinesis.
Yeah, no one really believed him at first.
I was having trouble publishing any of this.
But what Bob eventually figured out was that the expectations that the experimenters had in their head actually translated into a whole set of tiny behavior changes.
Handling rats and handling them more gently can actually increase the performance of rats.
This kind of dynamic happens in people too.
You may be standing farther away from someone you have lower expectations for. You may not be making as much eye contact. And it's not something you can put your finger on.
That's Carol Dweck, a psychologist at Stanford. She was one of several researchers who explained all kinds of surprising things that expectations can influence, like teacher expectations can raise or lower a student's IQ score. A mother's expectations can affect the drinking behavior of her middle schooler. Military trainers' expectations can literally make a soldier faster or slower.
Think about that. As you go through the world, the expectations of other people are constantly acting on you, literally making you stronger or weaker, smarter or dumber, faster or slower.
Yeah. So my question was, how far does this go? So Carol, for example, if I expect that if somebody jumps off a building, they will be able to fly, that's not going to work out so well, right?
Right.
So what does science know about where we should draw the line?
That line is moving. As we come to understand things that are possible and mechanisms through which a belief affects an outcome or one person affects another person, that line can move.
Voilà, vous pensez sa vidéo-là, il donne une très bonne introduction de sa grand pouvoir qu'on appelle les attentes. It has power, it has strength, but it is an invisible line. We have to know how to use that line and how to play with that line. Un instant, mon partage un PowerPoint pour nous ensemble suite à sa introduction-là, à une réflexion, comment ça la loi là, puis appliquer dans la vie et comment nous sommes capables aussi d'évoluer de mieux en mieux. Entre-temps, qui ça programme l'a pu ouvert, c'est important de réfléchir dans sa vidéo-là. How far we use our expectations. Some people say it's not good to have expectation because it brings a lot of deception. Tu n'as aucune attente. Est-ce qu'il va exister ça ou n'a du tout attente? Je me pose la question. Et it's natural that we have expectations of people, we have expectation of others, we have expectation of ourselves too. So, where is the line, comme ça a été bien dit dans So I'm going to share now. It's open my PowerPoint with you. Pour nous réfléchir ensemble. Okay, slide. J'espère que je peux trouver mon écran. So, in the series of the 8 mental laws, this is, I think, the 5th one, the law of expectation. Et une introduction, je l'ai déjà trouvée dans sa vidéo là. So, what are you expecting to happen in your life? Is it a positive or negative expectation? General question, just to mettre nous sur les rails. It has power, as we've seen in this research by this psychologist, that whatever we expect, that influence the person we are having expectation. And same happens the other way around. People have expectation of us, positive, negative expectation, and that influence us. So we keep influencing each other with our mind. And one of the mental law is the law of expectation. Am I aware of that power I'm having on others and others are having on me? And how far can this law help me grow and help others grow? How far this help can free me and free others? So right now, what am I expecting from my life? Is it a positive or negative expectation? Donc ça, la loi là, dit comme ça, qui whatever we expect with confidence, tu sais qu'on attend des heures, 2 mois de la vie, des situations, mais ce qui m'attend avec confiance. In fact, it happens. Donc, en d'autres mots, my expectation turns to be my destiny. C'est pourquoi, dans la psychologie, je dis comme ça, an expectation is what makes your future. It is what effectively happens. So whatever you expect with confidence becomes your own self-fulfilling prophecy. En d'autres mots, au comme destin. So we should be careful about our expectation because our destiny somehow is influenced by that. So expectations play a crucial role in our life. We've seen in the video expectations. We have expectations of our manager, our senior, our juniors. We have expectations of others. We have expectations of ourselves. And as per this law, the lesson we can draw is that we always should have the best expectations. That I'll be successful, and that my colleagues will cooperate. Because if I start off with that expectation, no one is going to cooperate with me, then we can imagine what kind of result it will draw. So it is recommended as per that law that always have the best expectation, always have positive, optimistic expectation. But il y a quelque chose qui est écrit en bracket. Do not get attached to those expectations because after all, they are expectations. And so, yes, expect the best, wish for the best, but do not get attached to that result because anything can happen in between. I expect something wonderful is going to happen to me today. Imagine you start off your day with that thought, with that expectation. What is that going to draw? And what will that expectation have on your own self, your mind, your thinking, your mindset, your heart, your practical actions, your decisions, and what kind of impact that may have on people around you at home, at your workplace, wherever you are. To the next. So let us now embark on a series of reflection just to become more aware of the power of expectation on my life, my destiny. And how can I make the best use of that, of my expectations? So reflection number 1, just a moment. Avant qu'il nous rende la réflexion, on comporte sa côte-là avec ça, parce qu'il nous trouve ça tellement inspirant. The law of self-fulfilling prophecy says that you get what you expect. So why not create great expectations and the highest vision possible of yourself and your world? The law of expectation says, it is also called the law of self-fulfilling prophecy, c'est-à-dire ou même ou écrire un destin par rapport à ce que tu expectes, par rapport à ce que tu peux attendre, par rapport à ce qui l'idée est dans ta tête. So your thoughts, so your expectation in your mind is what is going to happen. So as per this law, why not create great expectations? Why not have the highest vision possible of yourself, what you want to achieve and the world around you, your family, your profession? Yes, there is margin for this not to happen because we don't know what is there, ahead. But if I start by being positive and having high vision and having greatest expectation, at least it gives me an energy, a power to start and move ahead. If I start with, I don't know what is there in my destiny, I don't think I'm going to, succeed, then what happens to your motivation, to your, what kind of energy you are going to invest in terms of effort on your way towards your dream? Déjà, si nous avons a very high, great vision, dream, expectation, déjà, nous pouvons commencer notre journey, nous pouvons embark avec high level of energy, with a lot of motivation, qui déjà est une garantie qui nous commence en avant, nous pouvons faire progrès. So I move to the reflection. Let's move to the reflection now. Moi, espérer ce que petit notebook ou bien une feuille de papier à côté de eux, si vous avez envie de prendre note. Pas noter les questions, c'est pas important, mais vous êtes dans votre propre churning, votre réflexion. So let us sit back in a relaxed posture. Vous pas connaissez si vous êtes une chaise, and stool, and banc, and sofa, whatever. Just sit back, relax, in a reflection mode or mood. So take a few long, deep breaths. Yes, keep your notebook or sheet of paper beside you, but just for 1 or 2 minutes, let us just relax ourselves. Just be relaxed, be quiet. Donc, si vous êtes dans une chaise ou bien sofa, just relax ou les go. And take a few long, deep breaths in through your nose and blow it slowly, gently out through the mouth. Prenez très fort et très long, très profond par le nez et pousse-les dehors par la bouche doucement, avec douceur. Prendre l'air avec profondeur et repousser avec douceur. So inhale and then exhale. And inhale. Imagine you're inhaling positivity and peace. Let it enter you and exhale slowly. Inhale. Inhale space. You're giving yourself space. And then exhale. Inhale hope, and then exhale. Okay, now my body is relaxed and start gently relaxing my mind by putting a full stop to whatever has been happening to me during the day. Just a full stop. I close the book of the day. I close it in my mind. Fermez le livre de votre journée. Fermez ce chapitre. Close the book. And open your notebook or your white sheet of paper. fresh. And be ready to jot down a few things. And my first reflection is, in what areas of my life do I tend to be the most optimistic, the most confident? Qui area de la vie mène une tendance à être très positive, très optimiste, très confiant de moi-même. Puisque la vie a plusieurs facettes, plusieurs areas. Dans quelle area de la vie, dans quel domaine de la vie, me sentiment très confiant, pour at least pour l'instant, très optimiste, très hopeful, très positif. Quelle area de la vie? Travail, ma famille, relations, camarades, my hobbies, sports, my work, my relationship with my boss, or my seniors or my juniors, my health, my work, my gardening, my cooking, my free time. So which area of your life do you tend to be most optimistic and confident, at least for this time now? Jot that or those areas down. Vous avez une area que tu peux sentir bien motivé, fresh, energetic, optimist, confident. L'étude ou un sujet, un subject area in your study, or a project. At least one. Next reflection. In what areas do you tend to be a little more cynical or pessimistic? Qui ça partie de la vie, qui ça area, domaine de la vie à présent? Tu m'avais un peu pessimiste dans sa area, pas trop positif, un peu cynical, pas trop sûr. Peine à trop grand espoir. Pas bien arriver, c'est qu'il peut exprès. On va mettre tous les jours là-dedans. Which area do you tend to be more cynical or pessimistic? Work, home, family, children, studies, health, finance, projects, deadlines, neighborhood. In what area do you tend to be more cynical or pessimistic? Deuxième question là, mon parcours difficile pour find areas. Third reflection. In which of the above areas are you the most successful and happy? Nous jot down areas que nous bien confiants, nous bien optimistes, nous bien hopeful, nous bien enthousiastes. Après, nous note down one area que peine trop l'enthousiasme et motivation, peine trop bel succès, difficulté, obstacle, pessimiste, peine bel espoir. On finit noter 2, 3, 4 areas. Positif aussi, pessimiste aussi, optimiste aussi. In which of the above areas are you the most successful, the most happy? Note it down. Which area? Among the areas you have listed in the first two reflections. In which areas are you most successful, most happy? C'est évident, mais important de noter. In which above areas are you the most successful, most happy? And what conclusion do you draw from this analysis? Quelle conclusion alors? Areas que tu pessimistes, areas que tu très optimiste, tu gagnes succès. Key area ou plus successful ou plus happy? Et qui aux conclusions maintenant, write down your analysis, your conclusion. Analyse des areas là, qui est un petit peu laquelle de nous plus de succès et qui ou conclut. So I hope you've got enough time because they were not difficult reflection. We are just having a very light but very important reflection today. Very easy. We're thinking about the different areas in our life, thinking of those areas where it is very tough and hard, not easy to be successful and happy, and those areas which we are very confident, very happy, and we are getting pas mal de succès. So what do I conclude in connection with the law of expectation? Jadi dah sebenarnya area difficile lah, Q expectation, even thoughts behind, and areas Q begin success. What were your expectation? Just analyze the expectations, the thoughts, the ideas in those different areas. What are my expectations in those difficult areas of my life? And what are the expectations in those positive, successful areas of my life? And analyze the power of expectation and their impact on those different areas of my life. Peut-être que nous avons écouté parmi eux. What do you conclude? Would anybody like to share? Quelqu'un qui a envie de faire ce partage de son analyse? Vous connaissez une partie de YouTube and they won't be able to interact, mais ceux qui l'ont Zoom can share if you wish. You can share on chat or you can share by opening your mic. Can you partager the law of expectation and how it relates to your life, to the different areas of your life? Et canaliser la force de bonne attente de vous-même, les différents aspects de la vie. And the expectation of others, then, because my expectation, but my own, different areas of my own life. What am I expecting? What expectation do I have of myself at my job, with my spouse, my children? What do I expect of myself, with my health, my projects, my leisure? Alors, rappelez bien, expectations are things we create. And the more we create them in a positive way, we make those expectations positive, optimistic, and we do it with confidence, then it has a very powerful and positive impact on us and lead us to enthusiasm, energy, happiness, success, achievement. But if we have negative expectations, like on peut faire aller, mais on va pas trop si, ou bien pas trop connaître, les sous-guetter, on peut faire aller with confidence, then yes, I might be having expectations, but if there is lack of confidence and lack of positivity or optimism, then it would be, difficult to succeed in that area. So, qui me peut expect de moi-même? And of course, the same formula applies to qui me peut expect de l'autre. Ouais, par exemple, si j'ai un enfant qui peut faire solitude et of course, I have expectations, but how do I qualify my expectation? Ça me pas trop sûr de pour ici, pas pour ici. Or do I expect the best? Of course, it has to be practical. We can't be daydreaming and, comment dire, reste en fiction. C'est réaliste et pratique. Human expectations are very practical and realistic and logical, but they have to be full of confidence and hope and positivity. That we have to self-check ourselves. Personne n'est pas capable de check nos bonnes attentes. Nous qui faisons check nos bonnes attentes parce qu'ils ne connaissent pas apporter qualité à nos bonnes attentes. Nous daydream, nous soit expect too low or too high. Tu dis dans sa vidéo là, where's the line? Should I expect? What should I expect? How far should I expect? How much should I expect? This is an invisible line. You will have to play the game. You have to be very practical, pragmatic, logic, realistic, and draw those lines. So how far should my expectation be? Should I expect highest or just high or mediocre? Or should I have low expectation? Should I have no expectation? Whatever be the expectation, it is going to impact result. It is going to impact you, impact others, impact result, impact your success, and finally impact your happiness. And so that is why always check your expectation. Challenge your expectation. And something very important, it's great, it's good, it's low to have that, expectation is, the expectation will determine your life. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Your expectation is what is going to happen. What is going to happen to others. Subtil, ça, c'est une énergie qui peut loguer dans l'air. Il affecte où, il affecte la vie autour de où, il affecte les autres. Keep, experimenting and keep seeing results, and you draw your own, conclusion. But very important, don't get attached to them. Don't get attached. Have expectation, expect the best, expect high, but don't get attached, because when expectations, you get attached to expectation. Expectation gets attached to attachment. Expectation is polluted with or mixed up with attachment, and that expectation turns into desires or obsessions. Et là, ça devient dangereux because it can lead to a lot of deception and discouragement, demotivation, and so on and so forth. Failure. So yes, expect the best, expect high, but don't be attached to those expectations, because there are other things affecting the results. C'est pas juste moi, mon attente qui peut affecter ce résultat-là, mais il y a d'autres éléments dans l'univers. Il y a l'autre, ce expectation. Donc, vous êtes capable de créer ça l'espace à l'univers, faire ce travail, à le divin, bon Dieu, faire ce travail, et quitte ça l'espace à l'autre pour donner l'espace pour lui aussi, mais dans ce ce l'espace pour lui épanouir, pour lui mettre sous expectation, pour lui faire se laver, lui faire ce chemin. Donc, dans ce sens-là, yes, expect the high, the best, but don't get attached. And keep some free space, keep some room for wonder to happen, for others to be free. Yes, I think somebody raised hands. Claire, would you like to share?
Bonsoir, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Allez-y.
J'ai beaucoup aimé le premier vidéo sur les souris. Je crois que c'est très important l'expectation qu'on a des autres et on influence beaucoup la réaction de l'autre avec notre expectation. Je crois que c'est très fort.
Moi aussi, pareil, j'étais bien inspirée par cette vidéo.
Si on traite la personne avec l'expectation qu'on a de la personne, ben oui, il va faire des conneries ou il va faire mal. Vous voyez ce que je veux dire? Mais si on envoie de l'amour, on le traite gentiment et something else is going to come out of it. Moi, c'est ça qui m'a le plus frappé. Notre influence sur l'autre.
And our expectation, as it affects others, comme l'exemple des souris, it also affects myself. I can kill my energy. I can blow up, my energy just by having expectation for myself.
Ouais. Il faut rester ouvert. Il faut rester neutre. Il ne faut pas avoir des idées conçues sur l'autre personne. Il faut être ouvert. Il ne faut pas. Ouais. Merci
et comme
beaucoup.
ça a été, oui, je vous en prie. Et comme ça a été bien mis clair dans la vidéo, que it's a very subtle line. We have to know how to draw the line.
Ouais.
Yeah.
Merci, sister.
Donc, thank you, Claire, for your sharing.
Thank you.
I think we have reached the end of today's reflection on the law of expectation. Keep giving your thoughts and some of your time to this law. Observe it, use it, apply it, analyze it, and keep growing with this law. It is very helpful and powerful thing, our expectation. And it impacts our life and so our destiny. Si nous connaissons bien ciel, ça nous peut créer nos destins avec ça, les destins des autres. So thank you for being with us tonight. We meet next Thursday with another beautiful and very, very popular law, quelque chose de très, très populaire dans le monde, dans tous les domaines de la vie, c'est la loi de l'attraction. And I'm sure you have been watching videos and listening to talks. It's so popular among the 8 laws, the most popular one currently, le moment présent. Beaucoup de gens, even corporates, are attracted by that law of attraction. We are going to reflect on that law next Thursday. Till then, je vous remercie et vous dis bonne soirée et à jeudi prochain. Bonne semaine et bon week-end. Om Shanti. Bye bye.
Om Shanti.
See you. Have a pleasant night.